Hello novices, and welcome to Andrew's Declassified Debate Survival Guide, your one-way stop to making it in debate. Each week, we go over various tips and techniques essential to your success and survival in this activity. Today, we're going to learn about cases. You know, the ones you put arguments in to read against the other team. Now, you can't just jump into a big case like the cool and popular policy debaters. If you want to survive in the Shark Tank, you're going to have to start small with a nice public forum case. Public forum topics come out on the first day of every month. There will always be some issue that is a clear affirmative and a clear negation. One may be easier to argue than the other, but that's still no excuse to have an unbalanced case. Now that you've got your topic in hand, you're ready to get started. The standard public forum case consists of a pro side and a con side, and a set of blocks. Maybe someday, if you become popular, those words will be aff and neg, but keep in mind you're only here to survive, not become king of the jungle. Each side of the case will generally have 3 contentions. 2 is acceptable, but they better be some solid contentions. And now it's time for one of Andrew's quick tips. Quick tip number 38. Policy debaters don't know or care about your terminology. Learn theirs before attempting to seek help or conversing to minimize your time in a trash can. So let's start with the pro. Before you do any sort of writing, keep in mind that you have plenty of resources, your first being your wonderful peers. Get all the rest of the scrawny novices together and get into a circle. Pencil and paper in hand, begin brainstorming contentions. During this time, you should come up with about 6 or 7 different arguments as a group. Having more than what you actually need in a case allows for diversification and options while writing your case. These powwows should get your ideas flowing and ready for research. If you're really stuck or your friends were unable to make it to class due to excessive bullying injuries, you have the internet. There will usually be blogs directly on the PF website giving suggestions, as well as plenty of other websites with sufficient info, so there's no reason not to have enough ideas. Now, once you've selected 3 arguments that you'd like to pursue, you're ready to start research. Like anyone else from the 21st century, your first stop shop is Google. But before we proceed any further, it's time for another one of my quick tips. Quick tip number 902.8. When policy kids ask you to cut cards for them, do it. You never know when you'll need a favor or final wish in return. Welcome back. To search through Google, make sure you know the keywords you're looking for. Try to find good articles, particularly in Google News, to help support your argument. Remember that just because you start with Google doesn't mean you end there. There are plenty of great databases and with a plethora of information. Ask someone to show you how to work ProQuest, JSTOR, or LexisNexis. Getting information from such databases will usually give you an edge when it comes to competition. Also, you want to make sure you're using a credible source. Wikipedia is great for writing your junior research paper or master's thesis on thermodynamic combustion, but Public Forum is just a tad too professional for something like that. Stick to well-known newspapers and publications for your facts. When it comes to actually putting the information you've gathered into a case, try to write each argument like you would a persuasive essay. This doesn't mean you copy and paste the article and get to be done. Read up, select facts you'd like to point out, and use quotations where necessary. Since a public forum case isn't just a collection of internet info, you need to throw in your own analysis as well. Talk about what you've gathered to really close up a contention and give it a personal voice. Remember to cite your sources at the bottom of the page in case someone asks for them. Make sure that the arguments in your case have an impact. Don't just say that untied shoes are dangerous. Let your opponent know that you've read up on the topic, and that the danger lies because you trip on said untied laces. Oh hey, welcome back to Quick Tips. Quick tip number 4 2/7. You don't talk to LD debaters. Ever. Next, you'll be writing your con case. This one is a little bit different. Actually, it's exactly the same, but opposite. Basically, you need to go through the whole process again that you did with your pro side. Just remember that this time, you're negating the resolution given to you. Show the judge and your opponent somehow that the resolution simply isn't plausible, beneficial, or useful. Better yet, show that it will somehow kill millions of people in a nuclear holocaust. Congratulations! You've written both sides of your case and you're finally finished. Nah, you're not. But that was exciting, wasn't it? There's one final component that every proper case needs. Since debating isn't just reading off your own arguments, but rather refuting the ones your opponent makes, blocks make up the backbone of your final product. Blocks are basically arguments that you anticipate your opponent to make during a round. It's obviously easier to have retaliations to these arguments written before the round starts, so that you seem much better prepared. You need to write these blocks for both a pro and a con side. For each side, rattle off a couple potential and obvious things your opponent will throw at you, and do what you did with your case. Refute using both analysis and info. This is where cutting cards comes into play. Find credible sources that say what you want and highlight the most important lines for your side. Put these lines into your blocks to have the most cohesive and respected answers. For lack of time or need for a better grade on this assignment, I'm going to leave you with what I've given you. It should get you through the PF debate alive and maybe even win you a round or two. Maybe. Good luck and stay safe.